Hi, this is Ralph Burns, and this is our second video in the Sales Management Success Blueprint video series. And today I'll be speaking with Alexander Nijs of Procom. And as many of you know, Alex has 20 plus years of experience teaching and coaching sales managers and giving insight into the job of a sales manager, then helping them develop their full potential. So now, as many of you know, Alex and I just recently completed a survey from thousands of sales managers just like you about what they needed most from their salespeople to produce top sales results. So we already did our first video on the number one most important issue, which was on motivating. And you can still watch that video right next to this one as well. But a very close second in the survey was coaching. So today we'll be discussing this issue with Alex. And with his years of experience, he has a really excellent handle on the most common issues sales managers like you have. And we'll also discuss some really easy-to-use strategies that you can use today to help you in coaching your sales reps to peak sales performance. So hello, Alex.
Hello, Ralph. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate you taking time on the phone today to talk a little bit about coaching. And I know there's a lot of sales managers out there that certainly want to improve upon that skill. So with regard to skills for sales managers, what, according to you, is the most critical task of a sales manager?
Well, frankly, Ralph, I think the sales managers have a lot of tasks to do. They have a bucket full of it, such as objective setting, planning, staffing, supervising, and so on. But according to me, one of the most critical tasks of a sales manager today is coaching.
So if it's the most critical task, and it's obviously something that sales managers should be doing more of, why don't more sales managers actually do it, in your experience?
Well, I fully agree that most sales managers, they don't have the time to coach. And if they coach, maybe they only coach for 10% of their time. And when they say the word coaching, it doesn't always mean coaching. Sometimes it's just having a discussion with their guys, doing a budget, talking about financials, putting out the fire, but it's not always coaching.
Right. Those sorts of things aren't really coaching. Those are just sort of the state of the territory or the state of the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Ralph.
So if a sales manager doesn't have the time to coach, what do you think that they can do, or what have you suggested to sales managers to immediately do to make coaching more of a priority?
Well, I would urge each sales manager to go out and see his general manager, his business unit director, or his line manager, and have a discussion about this priority and to rearrange eventually some tasks. That's for sure.
So what quick suggestions do you have to maybe create more time? And obviously going to their general manager or their boss to rearrange their schedules is certainly a very helpful first step. But second to that, what suggestions would you have for them to create more time for coaching opportunities?
Well, coaching is in function of people, is function of people and the need for coaching. So if I were them and I don't have much time to coach, I already would coach these people that really need coaching so badly on the field.
So getting out in the field is obviously a more of a priority, or should be more of a priority to sales managers?
Yes, absolutely, Ralph. And I don't think that you have to spend a full day with a guy or half a day. Even one visit together, well prepared, together with a sales rep, and afterwards you do some coaching job, that would be great. It's okay, but certainly with these people that really need it badly. I know some companies, they don't have the time to coach even their newly hired people.
Yeah. I think a lot of sales managers think that when they spend time with their salespeople or going out to customers, it means that they have to spend an entire day or a half day. And you're talking about maybe just going on one or two sales calls with them to create those opportunities for sales coaching.
Absolutely. I fully agree. Yeah.
So when it comes to coaching itself, I mean, there's obviously different kinds of sales coaching. So what are the multiple kinds of coaching that sales managers might engage in?
Well, rather, according to me, there are three issues on which you can coach. First of all is on the knowledge. And when I say knowledge, I mean knowledge about the products and services, competition, the market. That's one part of coaching. The other part of coaching could be coaching on skills that the sales rep needs in order to be very successful, such as listening, questioning, reframing, closing at the end, and being highly assertive. And the third part of coaching is on attitude coaching.
Now, for a busy sales manager, if you wanted to kind of get the best or the biggest bang for the buck when it comes to coaching, which of those three types of coaching is the one that's most prevalent, or the one that presents most of an opportunity for a sales manager to coach?
Well, frankly, I'm a huge believer of skill coaching. Really. I always focus on the skills, on the vital behaviors that sales reps need in order to be successful at the end.
Okay. So just explain for us a little bit more about what skills coaching really is.
Well, skills coaching, when I go with a sales rep on the field, and before a visit, I have a discussion with the guy because most of the people, they're a little bit nervous when I go with them, so I have to have a small discussion. And then we talk through the call we're going to make, what's the objective, and so. And then I go with the guy and I observe what he's doing, and afterwards, well, I'm going to coach him on some deficiencies such as knowledge deficiencies or skills deficiencies.
Okay. So for skills deficiencies, what's the most common one that you've seen? If there's the three different types of coaching, but skills is one that's probably most prevalent, and knowledge, obviously product knowledge and that sort of thing is important as well. But what specific skill do you find in your experience with salespeople that they're most deficient in that might present an opportunity for a sales manager to skills coach?
Well, there's something weird going on here, Ralph. Most of the sales reps, they're hired because they're very good talkers, fast talkers, highly dynamic guys, enthusiastic guys, which is certainly essential. But as you all know, if you're a very good talker, most of the time you're not always such a good listener.
Yeah, I think it's something that we can certainly all improve upon, that's for sure. But it's a critical skill to become a highly successful salesperson, no doubt. Now, is there a way in which you found most effective to specifically coach around this particular skill of listening?
Oh, yes, certainly. Well, you know, there are two types of coaching to help somebody. Is the telling coaching and the asking coaching. And I'm a big fan of ask coaching.
Now, what's the difference between those two?
Well, the difference, Ralph, it's rather simple. When I see a lack of a skill, for example, the guy doesn't listen, when I go out and I use the tell mode, I could say, John, you didn't listen to the customer. And most of the time, I got very defensive reactions such as, no, that's not true, I don't agree, and stuff. And, and people even regress, so it's going to give me a very tough time. On the other part, when I'm a big fan of the asking coaching, and I ask them questions, and most of the time I see this is really working when they are these questions are put in a logical sequence.
Right. So asking versus telling. And what kind of technique do you use in the ask coaching?
Well, in the ask coaching, I use the SSA module. I don't know, do you know that model, Ralph?
I'm a little bit familiar with it, but why don't you explain it for the folks that are watching this video here?
Well, the SSA coaching means the first S is about the situation. What's the situation at hand? The second S is about the solution. What can you find as possible solutions to the situation? And the A, the last letter is the A, is for action. It's about how to implement what you just learned for the next goal.